Hi, this is Graphically Alex coming at you with all things fat related. If that's something that interests you, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. So today we are watching something so horrible, I'm sure it will kill me. I think that this should be pretty interesting, pretty funny. But basically, Tracy, which I believe her username on TikTok is Sparkle Jams. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm a little rusty. She did this really weird show back in 2018 on like a super tiny YouTube channel that I only found out about because of the hidden channel. The hidden channel did a reaction to this and I clicked off. I was like, I commented, I was like, I'm going to react to this because it is just so bad. And I think it should be interesting. So we're going to go through the whole little series. There's only really 8 episodes or so. There's this horrible theme song that I'm sure we're going to hear a lot. But I'll let the theme song play the whole time the first time. But it's pretty, just as a warning, it's pretty awful. So I know I shouldn't prime you guys like that. But okay, so let's get into it. We will watch it, comment on the actual statements they're saying as we go through. But this, prepare to cringe. Ooh, hold on. Okay.
We're angry fat people, we don't give a fuck. If you discriminate, we'll run you over with a truck. We're tired of you censoring thin bodies.
Okay, so this, you know what? No, I'm going to just let it play through. I'm sorry. I'm just reacting already.
So get ready for some rhapsody.
Angry fat people.
I just want to say that those lyrics, I couldn't even let it play the whole way. I intended to, but I couldn't. I just want to say it's so stilted, like, tired of you centering thin bodies. It's like people don't talk like that colloquially or whatever. People don't talk like that in society. It's really cringy. It's very, very echo chambery, super out of touch. Terrible. Let's continue.
Everyone started to post their beach pictures on Instagram.
Okay, so just to preface this further, I guess it's supposed to be like skits and it's, you know, the theater major side of fat acceptance. So let's see.
Who cares? The beach is fun.
The beach is for thin people, Tracy.
Nobody says that. That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If somebody actually said that to me, I would say, what the hell do you mean? I mean, the ocean is where whales live. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that's probably what I would say. But I mean, I'm just saying, what does that even mean? Honestly, like, are there police outside? Is it like a nightclub? If you're not thin enough, they don't let you in or something. I mean, this is just crazy.
When I was growing up and I was in my full-on Little Mermaid prime of my life, I would go to the beach all the time. I'd dance, prance, sing. Oh, I was so happy.
Well, Matt, if the beach makes you so happy, why don't you just go now?
Tracy, I don't. What do you mean?
If you love the beach, you should just go. Be the big gay mermaid you are always meant to be.
But Tracy, my beach body is not ready.
Oh my God. It's so weird. I don't know. It's just so cringy. I will just say this is going to be very harsh. I don't think there's a single circumstance in this world where I would actually be friends with Tracy. That's what I'm going to say. It's just cringe all around.
Oh.
I mean, once I lose this extra 115 pounds I've gained over the past 10 years of my life, I'll finally be able to go to the beach again. Imagine all my Instagram likes.
Matt, don't you think it's a little fucked up that you won't do something that you think is fun because of some made-up patriarchal socialized standard of beauty?
Oh, don't.
I just think it's like kind of stupid to say something like that because there is nothing actually stopping you from going but you, which honestly, just say you don't want to go. I don't know if this is like gay stereotype, feminine stereotype, woman stereotype, whatever you want to call it, where it's like you talk about how you don't want to do something you want to do, but it's very teenage girl vibes. And it's like, shouldn't you let go of that at some point, you know? Like, if you don't want to go, then don't go. But just be quiet about it then. Like, I don't know. Like, I personally like the beach. And when I went to California last summer, I went to the beach. I didn't go in the water because it wasn't hot. I don't know. It was only like 70 degrees for whatever reason. I went for my birthday and it was July and it was like 70 degrees. That's a little bit too cold. And then I also had like this really horrible, like I fell on my knee and it was just horrible. It was like, you're turning 30. Here's a huge knee injury and a new scar. I'm like, okay, thanks. But literally, that's what happened. And so I could not go in the water because I had this huge gaping wound my whole trip. It happened the first night. So that's another reason why I didn't go in the water. But it had nothing to do with being fat. Like, nobody cares about that. I mean, maybe we're going to enter into a time when people care. I don't know. Like, if these people keep going, you're already seeing the plane line issues get worse. If you keep fanning the hate, then you're going to get a lot more judgment. But anyways, back then, at least, it was fine. But I don't live near the ocean anymore, so this doesn't come up.
Tracy, I also deny myself other things, not just going to the beach.
Oh, what a relief.
When I'm thin, I'm gonna buy cool clothes, have a relationship, go skiing, be more ambitious professionally, do all sorts of things I've been putting off. Oh, running with the bulls!
See, exactly.
Okay, so the thing is, you don't need to wait till you're thin for everything. There are certain things, though, where you may have to wait if you're not healthy enough. I would say the past few years, particularly since 2020, for a lot of different reasons, but personally for me, it was definitely like health issues. I struggle a lot. I was very, very unhealthy. Being super morbidly obese is very, very unhealthy. And when you're not super young anymore, you know, I don't consider myself old. I don't. I guess by Gen Z standards I would be, but not really. Not in reality standards. I think, you know, being 30, it's not young and it's not old. You're just kind of there. I don't consider it really middle age either. It's just, you're just there, honestly. And I'm old enough where being a certain size has a cost and you just can't do things like you used to. You struggle with going to work a lot of times, especially if you're very unhealthy, or you struggle with dating. You know, being this size, it does affect your mental health. It affects your ability to, you know, it causes a lot of rigid thinking. I've seen in a lot of fat people, there's a lot of rigid thinking. There's a lot of, I can't do this because that. And it has nothing even to do with size. It could just be people get caught up with scheduling and this and that. And dating requires a bit of spontaneity. And it's tricky to, you know, you don't just dive into a stable relationship that you've been in for 5 years or whatever. Like, there's a coming and going aspect of dating and a spontaneous aspect of dating. that is difficult for very, very big people. And then I don't know what else he said, but as far as clothes, yeah, I mean, I could understand that, especially if you were on a weight loss journey. You don't want to invest tons of money in clothes unless if you have tons of money, then that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just, personally, I don't have that kind of a budget. I'm not going to spend tons of money on nice clothes that I'm not going to be able to wear in 6 months. It's just not practical.
Matt, why are you putting off doing any of that stuff? Except for running with the bulls. Never do that. You will die immediately. But everything else, you should do it right now. Why are you putting off doing things until you can jam yourself into a body that you've never been? Huh? Yeah. Just because.
Okay, so they're not even sticking to the script because he said that he used to be thinner in this. But I guess she just bleeped that out in her mind. I don't know.
Fat does not mean you should deny yourself pleasure and sunlight and all the things that make the world wonderful. Imagine missing your entire life waiting to be someone that you'll never be.
Again, I don't think that they acknowledge the actual depression symptoms that come with supermorbid obesity, the lack of energy, the time constraints, the financial struggles. Like I said, when you are very big, you're hit in 2 different ways. You spend a lot of money on food and you struggle sustaining work. It's not the case for everybody, but just basic things. It's very hard for a super morbidly obese person to have a full-time job, keep a budget, especially if they're overeating, to date as well, like to still go out with friends or to take care of children. Like, if you combine all that together, that's really hard for a fat person, for a super fat person, especially if you're over the age of 25, over the age of 30, certainly over the age of 40 and 50. You know, by that point, you're really feeling it very badly. And it's just like, I don't think they acknowledge that aspect of it. Like, it's not only just a mental block. There are physical blocks. And so it's not to say that you shouldn't try. I think you should. I think it can give you motivation. But I think it is important to understand that there are certain mental blocks because of the obesity itself. It does affect you mentally, both from an exhaustion standpoint, and I talk about the hypohaze, rigid thinking. You have less of an ability to be spontaneous. You're constantly thinking about just, it puts you in a really, really weird mindset. Even constantly thinking about status and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm not cool enough to do this, or I'm not this enough to do that, or I'm not blah to do blah. It just comes up a lot with fat people, and there's a lot of reasons. And I know that they would say, oh, it's because of fat phobia or whatever, but not really. It's just not, it's not rampant enough to be the only reason why. There are many mental health reasons why you don't do these things. It's not just a societal norm, because even thinking a societal norm should dictate literally everything about you. That in and of itself is a sign of mental health issues, especially getting older, like especially if you're not like 15. There's some kind of arrested development there.
You can be a mermaid again right now if you want to be.
Fine! Angry fat people!
Oh gosh. So that's their little song. So there you go. I mean, I think for me too, I don't think that they're like not able to be funny because they're fat. Like, there's a lot of funny fat people. I think it's just their stilted politics and how they insert it into everything. It's just very, very unfunny. And like, it sucks all the spontaneity, the tabooness, all the stuff that goes into humor. Like I said, that's just, I think, their whole shtick. So it's just, it just isn't funny, but whatever. That's my opinion. I mean, gosh, I don't know. If you guys thought that was funny, please let me know. Okay, I can. Wait, what does it say?
We're angry fat people, we don't give a fuck. If you discriminate, we'll run you over with the truck. We're tired of you censoring
Ugh.
thin body.
Diet Coke.
I think this one is like angry fat people. I'm sorry. I don't know. They didn't title this that well, but it's something like you don't get to be a bigot or something. So let's see. I'm sorry. I can't handle the song anymore. I tried.
And now for some annoying and fat-phobic things we all say.
Brought to you by Diet Culture.
I didn't eat anything all day. I'm starving.
You're allowed to be hungry even if you didn't starve yourself all day.
How could that even be? Gosh, like this is such a reach. Like, how can you? I'm trying to formulate my thoughts. I'm like slightly in shock because he yelled at me. No, I'm just kidding. No, how can you be so concerned about the fact that somebody else says they're hungry and then say, you're allowed to be hungry? It's like, gosh, like you really got to reach. This is even beyond. This is like just them. This is crazy. I don't think I was ever like that. Because it's just like, dude, I just can't. Let's just move on.
So glad I went on a run this morning so I can eat these chips without feeling guilty.
No one cares. Eat the fucking chaps.
Okay, so as far as chips, like I told you guys on this channel, very anti-chip. If it's a conventional seed oil type chip, it's not good to have if you're trying to lose weight. It's honestly the food that I gained all of my weight on, pretty much, or that I certainly, the majority of my weight was from eating chips, especially because I had to eat gluten-free. And so chips were kind of like a filler. They were easy snack. They were always gluten-free for the most part. And it was just a lot of calories and a lot of seed oils. And I got much, much more hypo years of eating chips like that. So I care if you eat the chips, maybe for a different reason, but only because I've been there and I made it to the end of that road. So I do care if you eat the chips. I don't think it's good, but I won't necessarily like yell or shout you down for it. It's not that serious to me, but I'd probably say, oh, I would never eat that again. And I would explain why I wouldn't. And then you can take it or leave it.
What do you think? You want to split a dessert? I will if you will. I couldn't possibly finish it by myself.
The only reason you need me to co-sign on your dessert is because we live in a culture that equates eating with sin and deprivation with purity.
Okay, I don't know. That's weird. And I think this is just like a hypo-haze thing because this is something that I've been through where I've been doing this protocol, like I said, for like a couple years. And before, I could just eat, like I call it like the Hoover vacuum mode. You can just eat and eat and eat. Like when I first started it, I was constantly hungry. Like I could eat forever. And a couple years down the line, being a lot less hypo than I used to be, I cannot eat as much. I get really full. Like I think one day this month, I didn't care about my deficit. Like I just needed a break from the deficit. It was killing me. I was just like, I'm hungry. I need to just eat more. So for 2 days, I didn't count. I didn't eat like a hog, but I didn't limit myself. And I can assure you, I got so full compared to how I used to feel. And I probably still ate less than 3,000. or like maybe right about 3,000 calories. And I was so full, I almost felt like I could throw up the one day. So it's like, I think this is just like super fat people that are super hypo. They're eating a bunch of seed oils. They're like very, very, very big, very, very unhealthy. Your satiating mechanisms and stuff, they're just not there. And so to them, and this is something I need thin people to understand, like, they honestly believe that you are only not eating the full dessert because of some type of piety. They don't believe that you actually get that full because they don't. I know that because I was that fat and I didn't get full. I could eat, before I started counting, even being at maintenance, I was eating like 5,000 calories a day, almost, maybe between 4 and 5,000. I don't think I could do that anymore because you just get better. Your body starts utilizing more of the calories that you're eating, and you just can't eat that much. It's different. It's very different. You will get nauseous. Like if you eat too much, it makes you nauseous. So I don't think that they understand that. But again, there's that solipsisticness that I talk about. These angry fat people need to consider the fact that other people's bodies may feel differently when eating a dessert. There are a lot of people that are just maybe very sensitive to sugar or sweetness, or they're just much more sensitive to calories and they get full. So it's not just for piety. And the only reason you don't get full is because your metabolism is trash. That's why. Because most of the calories that you're eating are just turning straight to fat because your body isn't creating energy very well. That's where this comes from.
Are those pancakes gluten-free?
You're not a celiac. You just need to perform your absolute control over your body's pesky need for nourishment.
Okay, so this is very annoying because I have I do not technically have celiac, but as my hypo got worse, I could no longer tolerate bread. That happened around 2014. I had a lot of trauma in my life at that time, and I was eating a lot of chips, tons and tons of chips, because I couldn't have gluten as much, and I was coming to terms with the fact that I couldn't have it anymore. And I would get very sick. I would feel sore for days after eating bread. I would feel migraines pretty much instantly after eating it. I just could not tolerate it anymore. And so I actually really resent her saying that, because there are times where maybe you are just too sick to handle something, and it's your body. Like if you cannot handle it, I certainly don't have to answer to fucking Tracy. She can get out of my face. But do you see what I mean? I'd never be her friend. I had people tell me that I was making it up in my head, that all this bullshit, because people think they know you better than yourself. Like it's really weird. Especially, I don't know, it was just cringy. But it's like, no, it's not a mental thing. There were times where I was laced with it without knowing, and I still get sick. Recently as 2022, my mom made these like Rice Krispie treats because I was eating a lot of rice in winter of 2022. I just needed it. I was fiending for rice. And my mom bought the Publix brand Rice Krispies, and she offered me the rest of those. But the Publix brand Rice Krispies, it had this level of malt, like malt syrup or malt flavoring or something like that in it. And it had enough gluten in it that I got very sick. I blew up like a balloon. My face swelled. Like it can get to a point where I have to take Benadryl, and I can develop sleep apnea very severely. So like, it's real. Like whether I'm allergic to it or whatever, like I could not handle it. But by the same token, over 2022, I lost some weight. And by November, I actually was less hypo. And so I went to IHOP with a friend and I accidentally got the batter in the omelet. I wasn't aware they did that. And I felt a slight something, but I didn't have a full episode that lasted 3 or 4 days. So the more I take care of my hypo, the more I can tolerate gluten. I'm still not to a point where I would just eat it, just to eat it. I don't think there's any reason for me to. Bread is not an ideal weight loss food. So if I'm already used to cutting it out, I may as well keep it cut out until all the weight is lost. But post weight loss, I will be trying it again. Absolutely. But again, it's none of her business. None of your business, Tracy.
Oh my God, I'm so full. I feel fat.
So again, they don't ever feel full. So this is them being solipsistic. They're not understanding that other people have different physical sensations. As somebody who has been on both sides, I can see how differently I feel today than even a year ago, and certainly 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was like Hoover vacuum mode. Like I could eat and eat and eat. And I had to find ways because I was so broke. I was so hungry and so poor. I had to like find ways to make that money stretch. I had to buy like bags of potatoes and like, but tons of bananas and just juices. Like I had to just try to get like super high calorie stuff for a really, really low price. It was very hard because I was eating a lot of calories, but I was that hungry. Whereas like now, like I told you, when I didn't count and I ate like 3,000 or something, I felt like I could throw up. So it's like, it hits different. The healthier you get, it just hits different.
Fat is not a feeling.
People can feel whatever. You can say you feel fat because you feel bloated. I mean, whatever. Stupid.
I ate that entire burrito in one sitting. Look at my food, baby.
You're not fat, you're bloated, you dumb fuck.
I don't know. That's stupid. Gosh, this is so below. Like, this is so lowbrow. Like, I don't even know.
Angry fat people.
Oh, shit. Get into it or remain bigot. Ugh.
Oh no, the air conditioner's on.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, no, I can't do it. I can't.
Love. Oh! So yeah, I'm trying this new juice diet where I only drink juice.
Can we?
Okay, I would never suggest that, especially for a very, very fat person. I mean, just realize if you do that it's a huge challenge on your body. It's a huge stressor. It's like a massive stress response on the body to do any kind of fast. And if your body's strong, it can be beneficial for spiritual reasons or not really physically. You know, even within spiritual practices, they talk about how a fast breaks down the body. I know a lot of people are like obsessed with fasting. They swear by it. I used to be keto. I was very into it myself, but I no longer believe that because my health got worse over time the more I did it. I'm sorry. But that doesn't mean I would never do it again. It doesn't mean I would judge somebody for doing it, especially if they were thin and healthy or maybe just a little bit fat. Like, I don't think it would be a thing, but I do not ever suggest fasting for weight loss. I don't think it works. You tend to put the weight back on. It does slow your metabolism. It's a whole thing. Intermittent, it's more of a gray area. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about doing a juice cleanse for like 2 months. It will really mess up your metabolism. Let's continue.
Not talk about your diet.
I love the ginger juice, but hate the carrot juice, and the apple beet juice makes my poop come out fuchsia.
Seriously, when you're always talking about dieting, it just feeds into this trope that human beings have a moral obligation to always be working towards being smaller.
You're also supposed to drink a bowl of salt water every morning to like clean you out, and wow, speaking of poops.
Let alone the fact that as your fat friend, your dissatisfaction with your body would lead me to believe that I should be dissatisfied with mine.
It only costs $100.
Okay, solipsistic, selfish person. This is not healthy. If you have friends like this, where they make everything about themselves, as somebody who used to be that way when I was deep in the hypohaze, I am so sorry. I am so sorry to my ex. I am so sorry to my friends. I am so sorry to my family. I am so sorry to everybody that I was like this. It's not a good place to be. I didn't realize it. I didn't realize I was that way until I stopped. And it's just like, not everything relates to you, Tracy, period. Somebody wants to do a diet. It could literally, like I told you, a fast could literally be for spiritual reasons. Who are you to judge that it has anything to do with your body? That is just like, wow. I don't know. It's so selfish.
Pretend juices,
The diet industrial complex
and they deliver it to your house, which is great.
takes $60 billion.
The fast food industry takes much more money than that, as well as every single medical thing that makes money off of you. Fast fashion makes money off of you. Every single thing makes tons more money off of you if you are fat. That is why so many fat people struggle with poverty, because everything is more expensive. Because your clothes wear out faster, your food is so expensive if you're overeating, your doctor's visits, your medications, all this stuff costs so much money. And the fast food itself, especially today, costs so much money. You are spending probably 3 times as much as somebody who's thin. So if you want to do the corporation, whatever route, they want you to be fat. You are literally a corporate shell, Tracy.
It was easy, but now I'm starting to feel like a manic, sparkly juice fairy.
Out of the pockets of Americans every year.
Am I talking too loud?
95% of weight loss efforts end in failure.
Citation needed. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think what it is that people, as I've said many times on this channel, they tend to do diets that damage thyroid health. And when you do that, your thyroid rules your metabolism. So if you attack your thyroid, you eventually will hit a wall as far as losing weight. And if you do that, then you will eventually have to quit whatever you're doing. Whether it's crash dieting, veganism, keto, whatever, you will have to quit it at some point. Especially being super morbidly obese. It's just, oh my gosh, there's a reason why people fail. I have tried to show you guys on this channel. If you are interested, watch my recent health update videos, particularly from this March onward, and you will see some of what I've been through on a physiological level trying to lose weight. It's very hard when you are a certain size. It affects you mentally so much. It's very difficult. It's not impossible, but it would certainly be impossible if I was not eating a balanced diet or enough calories or any of these things, or if I was starving all the time, then it would certainly be impossible. That's why that figure is so high, if it's even true. It's because of those factors. But having knowledge over it, realizing what's happening, not giving it so much power, it's helped me to continue, and I've busted through multiple set points. My set point from this winter is far behind me. I've lost, I think, almost another 20 pounds. I think I've lost 17 pounds since my set point. Or maybe a little less, like 15. So I'm 15 under the set point that I was at. You just have to do it correctly. and be active. Activity really helps a lot. People don't realize that.
Sexual dream about a stack of pancakes last night.
And those dieters gain back the weight within 2 to 5 years.
Okay, well, I have lost weight. I've lost 50 pounds of fat over 2 years, and it's not coming back. As I said, I was about 383, and even over the winter, I didn't count any calories, didn't do anything. I didn't go to the gym, nothing. And I only got to like 358 or so. So I still lost like, I guess 25 pounds or so. Yeah. My set point was still 25 pounds less, even not trying at all. And then I got back on the deficit in the spring and I lost all that and then some more. So it's like they make these claims. You're supposed to go slower than you think in the beginning. From a certain, like if you're very big, you can expect to go slower. There are on seasons and off seasons. It's a war, not a battle.
2/3 of those people gain back more weight than they lost.
You know,
That's
I just wanna...
if you do so in a way that damages thyroid health. But yes, you can heal thyroid health. You just have to have a balanced diet and do some other steps. And it will come back. But it takes time, depending on how much damage you've done. So, keeping it real.
More athletic sex, and I think juicing is the key to that.
Okay, juicing is not it.
Angry fat people.
We're angry fat people.
Angry fat people.
This song is gonna kill me. Okay, I don't know why that actually made me laugh. You got me, guys. You actually got me. Yeah, that's really cringy. I would never do that. I do not suggest that. It's really bad. Really tacky. Just be you. I don't know. Gosh. I don't know. Oh my God. Okay, so Tracy's very extra and very controlling. Like I said, no circumstance in which I would be her friend. If somebody said that to me, I think I would probably block. I know that's harsh. But I'm going to let y'all know. If I was your friend, IRL, I don't think I would ever talk to you again if you said that to me. I'd be like, unless if you were like a best friend, then I'd roast the absolute shit out of you for saying that to me. But if it was just like a cheeser friend, hun, ghosted, period. Nobody talks like this. I'm serious. If you talk like this, honey, oh, honey, I can't think of something less cool. I'm sorry. Oh my God. He says you hate me. Oh gosh. She's gonna make me do it just to do it at this point. That is so weird. I would be so... They would... Tracy, you'd be ghosted. Ghosted. Never talking to you again, Tracy. Never. Oh my gosh. I can't. You're a badass. Wait, sorry, I shouldn't have skipped it. I'm sorry, this is irritating me. This is really pissing me off. You're a badass, babe, so please stop photoshopping your GD pictures. You guys are killing me. I blame the hidden channel. She's killing me. She should not have shown this to me. I'm dying. This is where I'm starting to like... That's my opinion. Yeah, and no one cares, Tracy. I don't care. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Oh gosh.
What a triumph for radical self-love. Oh, a comment.
Stop promoting obesity, you fat pigs. Can't wait till you get, I think it says diabetes, and go blind. Oh God, I think this is a song. So if I die, I want you guys to know that I cared, okay? Just know I cared.
Liberation helps me and you, so raise a flag and let's burn it all down.
No, please. Oh my gosh, this isn't real. Okay, this is deep fakes. Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell myself. It's AI.
Angry fat people? What? Did you think we were done? LOL. So here's the problem with the diet culture bus. It says that there's something inherently wrong with us. Telling you that your body is not right, even moralizing health is not a clean fight.
Oh, this is like, oh my gosh. I don't even know. I'm like kind of just dying. Okay, I'm trying to, I can't even, you guys. I'm serious. Okay. I will just say this. Whenever they bring up diet culture, it's really annoying because they are pushing a culture themselves. They're pushing a different culture. So what would your culture be, Tracy? BINGE eating culture? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like, I don't know. If it were me, I would probably just argue for a more neutral position and just be like, don't tell people what to do all the time. I feel like that was something that people could kind of understand, but they're pushing it onto other people now, and people are not going to be about it. I'm sorry. Like, this just is not going to catch on. It just isn't. It's so bad.
Ableist
boo. But you do you. I guess you run with a eugenics crew. Let's see.
They always throw this out there, but don't you think it's more eugenic to push middle class and poor people towards obesity so they can pass away younger, have more fertility issues, struggle with dating more than they would have less of an sex drive? I mean, die earlier. I already said that. Like, that's a little bit more of that. Because it tends to be based on class, especially. So, might be something for you to think about.
Our bodies for the nation state. The master race is only big on hate. The diet and weight loss industrial complex brings in $70 billion a year.
And as I said, other fat-related industries bring in much more.
Better believe that fat liberation for once gives them something to fucking fear. Fat people do not owe you their health. We do not have equal access to wealth, employment, housing.
Like I said, who's the real eugenicist here? Okay.
Healthcare provider, let's burn down the system. Sis, hand me that lighter. Your doctor tells you to lose weight for your health.
The system is how you can even be fat in the first place. If you lived in another country that was less developed, you would not be able to be this big. That may be changing, but in most cases, no. Unless if they have a bunch of fast food there, then no. Okay. Let's be honest, it takes a certain amount of privilege to be able to be fat because it does cost more money. It just does. If you're eating more, you're paying more money.
Title to ask about the efficacy of a diet. Hippocrates said, "Doc first, do no harm." So no, we're not gonna be fucking quiet.
Okay, I will admit, I did my own music video and I feel like it was cringy too. But I cringe at myself too. Like, I can't watch it. My friend Lisa did a reaction to it and I watched her reaction, but it cringed me out. Like, so I feel like I'm an equal opportunity cringer. I will cringe at my own as well. So burn the scale. Okay.
Picture the before and after body. Put your commitment to equality in the potty. If you care more.
Gosh. I will tell you guys, I cannot think of something less political than losing weight. Is the least political decision I have ever made in my whole life. You are trying so hard to force politics into this. It is cringe. And they will not be happy if people actually start viewing being fat as political. Because then you will get political hate, political criticism from society at large. And I do feel like it could be coming because of you. They manifest it. They're manifesting the hatred. I don't really even like that term, but there's no other word for it.
Likes than the human toll. Yes, you've lost the weight. Now you can lose the soul. You're asking.
Oh my gosh. Hun. Whatever is going on with your brain right now shows that gaining that much weight, you lose a lot more of your soul. You lose a lot more of your personality. Your whole life is about being fat, sweetie. I think pot, meat, kettle. I think projection. Hello. I mean, seriously.
Validation for conforming or seeking that celebration for.
It has nothing to do with conformity, for me at least. It has to do with actually being healthy. I mean, there may be a point where it does become more vanity driven, but I can assure you, vanity at 380 pounds, it's not going to get you anywhere. You're not going to become super conventionally attractive for years being that weight. So that has not been the priority for me. It can't be in the beginning. It just can't. It's too far away. Somebody who's like 10 pounds overweight and they want to have abs or something, sure. But not if you're like 200 pounds overweight. There's just no way. I'm not even thinking about that. I still am not really thinking about it. I'm barely starting to, but I'm just barely getting out of severe health issues now. At around 332-ish. It's like I'm barely getting out of these health problems. I'm starting to. So maybe there will be a shift on this channel and in my life and etc. where maybe I will talk about other stuff. But for so much of this, so far, it has been about survival and actually getting healthy enough to know that to be okay. For a while, it was to get healthy enough to know that I was gonna be okay. Then now it's getting to being okay. That's a different struggle. So it's like, that's where I came from, hun. It had nothing to do with conformity. I mean, please. Again, it lacks so much empathy. It is so just like ice cold. Like, you really think the only reason why somebody would ever lose weight is for conformity. Wow. You will find out one day, Tracy. You will see.
The patriarchy, capitalist traps while white supremacy is chilling in your fucking lap. FAT to the LIV. If my sister's in chains, then I cannot be free. The trauma is amplified for POC.
So isn't it interesting that I don't even know. I can't even. It's getting to the point now where I can't even entertain some of this. So let's just continue.
Intersectional oppression live in 3D. We demand humanity, autonomy, respect. From the body hierarchy, we continue to defect. Their body, her body, your body, mine. This body, somebody's lucky to find.
So apparently, if somebody can use you to have sex with, then you've made it. That's all. That's all you got to worry about, guys. Yeah, that's really, really deep, Tracy. Super deep. Not shallow at all. Not extremely desperate for affirmation, acceptance, etc. That your standard of if you're okay or not is if somebody wants to do that with you. It's honestly pathetic. I know that's harsh, but I cannot sugarcoat everything. I just can't. It's pathetic. I don't know. I think there is a certain element of morality to my dieting, but I literally just think about it from a religious perspective of I need to take care of my body. God wants me to take care of my body. that's about as much as it goes as far as morality. And again, at least within my personal view of Christianity, I am much more concerned with my sin than anyone else's, because you do not have the effort or attention or willpower or anything to even really care that much about somebody else's sin, quote unquote, unless if they're your child or your mother or something, like they're like a family member or your husband or wife or something. But like it's hard, like they're basically saying that dieting is a sin, and they don't get that, you know? Like, I do personally believe in sin, but I don't believe dieting is a sin. And sin is not, I don't believe in a super black and white view of things, because you can't like having a feast is not a sin, but it can get to a point where it becomes a sin, because then it becomes gluttony. Like, but you can't just say that to somebody. And it's not like I can look at somebody and be like, you're gluttonous, when I don't know them. I don't know. They could just be having a hog day. They could just be eating a lot one day. So it's like, I don't have enough of the busybody energy, I guess. And the thing that kills me about these people is that they criticize religious people, but they're worse. Like, you're worse than me. I'm a religious person, and you guys are worse than me. I don't think about what other people are doing. If people ask, or, you know, like my friend Eric, he's been coming off of keto. Congrats, Eric. So happy for you. And so he's asked certain things to keep the bloat down. I am the bloat queen. I know it makes you bloat. And he's been doing okay, you know? But it's like, it's a process, which I think I might do a video with him, because coming to this thyroid lifestyle from a place of fitness, it's a little different for sure. Like, you have to be very strict. You have to make sure you don't eat like a hog and just gain a bunch of weight, which he's very strict, so he's doing fine. But anyways, he's just starting with fruit, which is pretty basic. But the point is, like, I would never just like bark at somebody. Like, the only person I bark at and I nag is my mother. But I do feel like, just like she has a right to nag me, I have a right to nag her. Like, she's my mother. Anyways, let's continue. Okay, if you feel convicted because somebody else is dieting, it could be a sign that maybe you know what you're doing is wrong.
Fat-free bodies should not be radical. Diet culture, please take a sabbatical. We're on to you and your little tricks. We know when you're trying to sell a new fix.
So let me know, you guys, do you like this song? Just take it in, please. Oh my gosh. Oh. They are trying so hard to bring back the late 90s.
We have the words, fuck! Okay, we have to do that one more time.
I know.
Gosh, that was wild. Wild. I mean, kudos for having fun. Like, I'm not soulless, despite what Tracy says. I don't lack a soul. I would just say the rhetoric is still awful, but look like you had fun. I swear, I'm gonna, now between the theme song for Maintenance Phase and that clap, it's creating an association where now if I hear that, I'm gonna be like, or I'm gonna hear it in my dreams. Oh gosh. No.
Oh,
Hi.
hi. Thank you for visiting.
I actually like the dress.
Mwah, mwah. Come on in, come on in.
It's a cute outfit. See, I can be fair. I can be nuanced, okay?
Just hanging out.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Just a little lightheaded.
Why?
Well, I'm offering Figaro these days, and he's a romantic lead, and I have to come off as a believable leading man.
Okay, so this is like show business.
I'm on a diet.
Matt. Oh.
Tracy, I have to be realistic about how the business works.
Well, what about the fact that you will gain back whatever weight you lose and probably
Not necessarily, Tracy. I know that's your favorite lie, but no.
more over the next 5 years, like 95% of intentional dieters do.
Well, maybe I'll be in the 5% that keeps it off.
You're not very good at math, are you?
That's mean. You know I have a history.
Give up on all your dreams because I'm bitter and jealous. That's what I heard. Is that what you guys heard?
Failing all my math classes 3 times.
No, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is, have you ever done that successfully before?
If you haven't, then just give up and don't ever try again.
Kept it off long term?
No. But I probably wasn't disciplined enough about it.
No, you probably just did it wrong. You probably did some crackpot diet. You probably cut out whole entire food groups. You probably ate way too little food, or you probably exercised way too much. Sound familiar to anybody?
This time, I'm motivated because it would be doing my talent a disservice not to change my body enough to be heard.
Matt, that
Okay, who talks like that? If you're talking like that about dieting to yourself, it's really weird. Just saying. It's not like the best mindset. You deserve to be heard no matter what size you are. Like, at least you deserve to speak. You know? Have to insert a cringy Taylor Swift reference. As Taylor Swift says, speak now. But people don't necessarily have to listen to you. But you deserve to speak. That's true. So I'll say that. You deserve to speak, no matter what size you are.
makes me so sad to hear you say that. You are already worthy of being.
Yeah, that's kind of not to use their terms, but sometimes we have to. But it is a bit of internalized fat phobia to believe you don't deserve a voice or to speak because you're fat. Now, to be realistic about if the industry will hire you or not, that's a different story. That's not fat phobic in and of itself. Like, it is what it is. Sorry. People are looking to hire certain stuff, or they want a certain look, or they want this, or they want that, or whatever. It is what it is. I don't think it's wrong. Especially in a play, it's like you want to be able to have your vision. I don't know. I don't know if they write. I've written before. I've actually written stories that have fat characters. I would want a fat person. If it were to ever be adapted to something, I would want a fat person to play that character. That's not bigoted.
Heard as a fat person. The only disservice to your talent is an industry that would discriminate against you because of the body that you inhabit. Every talented fat performer who is...
Again, you can get on the writers. Maybe you can get on the lack of demand. If the public doesn't really want that, and it might not make money and all this stuff, and then you don't get paid and whatever, and you can do stuff for free, but it might not get views. I mean, I'm watching these skits, so it's something, but whatever.
Cut out or silenced is a tragic loss that we will never get back. Can you even imagine how many fat singers and artists and performers and actors who have been shut out in this way because of something we all accept as normal, because it's just showbiz, right?
I get it. But
Showbiz is extremely competitive. It just is that way. You could make changes. You could try to do your own thing, be independent, start your own company. Like, there's all this stuff that could be done. But again, if the demand isn't there, it's not going to be profitable. So you can only do it charitably or for free or in your free time or whatever. It just is the way the world works.
what if I never work again? What if, in choosing my body and my sanity, I just get added to the canon of silenced voices?
The thing is that you're not choosing your body or sanity. If you're choosing to be that big, you lose both. Your body falls apart, your sanity falls apart. It's completely connected. Your physical health is extremely important to your mental health. I don't know why people don't see this, but it is what it is. So no, you actually give up your sanity and your body if you are that big.
Listen, I respect any choice that you make about your body. We are all trying to figure out how to cope within a system.
You don't, Tracy. You would send a bunch of texts and you're not necessarily respecting it right now either, which is fine. Like, I believe people can have opinions with their friends and family and stuff like that. I'm not one of those. I don't say you can't have an opinion or you have to respect everything I do. You don't. You can have an opinion, you know? It doesn't mean it will change anything. But I'm not one of those. I don't believe that we have a right to every single choice with no criticism. So I'm not mad at her for criticizing, but Tracy, I'm mad because you're acting like you're not criticizing when you are, clearly. I don't like when they try to be like, I'm the one that will let you be free. I'm the one that's not critical. I'm the one that's not judgmental. It's like, no, Tracy, you're criticizing and being judgmental right now, which is fine. Everybody is. Don't act like you're not.
That none of us asked to participate in. So I don't blame anyone for trying to escape discrimination through dieting. But
But I do, and you're wrong.
We know that intentional weight loss efforts lead to weight gain in the long term. And B,
Also, doing nothing leads to weight gain in the long term. But we're not supposed to say that.
the only way for us to change the cultural landscape for fat performers is for more of us to say no. This is unacceptable. This is discriminatory.
It's not a social thing. It's physical. I'm not saying it's not social at all. I don't believe in absolute black and whites. I'm not one of those people anymore. Since leaving the hypo haze, I can now view gray areas very well. But what I will say is the majority of it is physical. It's mostly a physical thing. Socially, I'm sure it plays a role. I will let you guys know. Once I'm healthy enough to really dive into that, which I feel like I'm getting there, then I will tell you guys what I think as I lose and the social side. But overall, at their sizes, it's about a physical battle more than anything. It's not social. Like, social is like maybe 20% of your problem at that size.
This is a moral wrong that is a tragedy for art and for classical music.
Okay, I'll just diet a little bit. Tracy?
See? Told you. Judgy. Judgy and controlling would not be her friend. How many more times can I say that?
Where'd you go?
Aw, dang it! I got so exasperated I exploded into a pile of glitter again! Matt, can you get the little box in my purse and scoot me into it for safekeeping until I cool down?
Yeah, no problem.
Ow! Hey, Matt!
Oh my god. What the hell?
Angry
so weird. I'm so judgmental that I got exasperated. Girl, whatever. Okay. We're nearing the end of hell. We're almost through. Not really. Knowing my talkative ass will be continuing.
You mean like...
Okay, I missed the blooper. Oh gosh. No.
I like New York in June.
Hi.
How about you?
Thanks for meeting me in the park.
It's okay.
I found a nice rock for you to sit on.
How about you?
Thanks for meeting me in the park. It's just so beautiful out right now.
Is it? It's not just adults sitting on piles of dirt and homosexuals fornicating in the bushes?
I sure hope so.
What? Oh my gosh.
Gay pride, gay sex for everyone.
So?
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
actually
Okay, that's kind of weird. No, oh gosh. I don't think gay pride needs to be inherently sexual. I don't think it actually helps the people that it claims to help. I think the only people that struggle with coming out are people that are, from other cultures or that are from very conservative cultures within the US or elsewhere. And everything being sexualized and put out there and all that stuff, it just makes it worse. So pride is really about people that already accept themselves just kind of being ratchet and wild and not actually helping people that don't. That's basically my stance.
waiting on a call from my new friend Jenna.
Oh. A new friend?
Yeah, well, so she's having some boy drama, so she's gonna call him and then she's gonna call me and tell me how it went. So sorry if I'm looking at my phone a lot.
How did you guys meet?
Oh, we met at an event I was singing at recently. She's actually really great. She's just like really going through it with this completely awful guy she just broke up with. And she's having trouble like setting boundaries and like staying strong because she has a really low self-image. Oh, do you mind?
Go for it.
Hi, Jenna. Oh my god. Are you okay? Oh, yeah. No, well, I'm actually in the park right now with a friend. Yeah, well, I mean, I can totally come over in a bit, if you really need me. Sure, yeah, I can stop by Duane Reade. Yeah, that's no big deal. Okay, see you in a bit.
Oh, so I guess we're not getting drinks.
Shoot, I'm sorry. Jenna's just really been going through it with this guy, and I feel like I've been able to help her a little bit in figuring out how to deal with it.
Tracy, I have an awkward question to ask you.
What?
I feel like this is going to get really weird.
Is Jenna a skinny white girl?
I'm just going to let that hang in the air for a second. Yeah, certainly not a problem at all.
In your last 3 conversations, has Jenna asked any questions about you or what's going on in your life?
What? Yeah.
Okay, I don't believe for a second that Tracy would not constantly talk about herself. I'm just going to put that out there.
I mean, probably.
Tracy, is this girl sidekicking you?
No.
It sounds like she's sidekicking you.
People are sidekicked because they allow themselves to be. I know that because I've done it before. I've been sidekicked. It's something that happens on many different levels, psychologically, also physiologically. fat people tend to be more anxious. And so you just don't want to always be doing your own thing. It's just weird. But as you get healthier, you move past it and you're not like that anymore. I'm not like that anymore. But you're in that situation because you want to be. Period.
You know?
What does that even mean?
Oh, come on, you know what it is. It's when skinny people make their fat friends their emotional support systems.
Oh, God.
I think it's a lot more common that it's the other way around, but what do I know? As Taylor says, I've been the archer and I've been the prey. I've been on both sides of this. So I have sidekick people in my life. Like I said, I'm sorry to anybody I was very selfish with, but I've also been the sidekick. Different stages of hormone deterioration. When you get worse, then you become the side kicker. Then it's a bunch of thin people having to constantly help you feel better and all this crap. So I bet you Tracy has a tribe of thins around her that listen to all her BS all the time.
Yeah.
They make everything about themselves and they don't view us like actual humans with our own lives. I mean, people like Jenna make you feel needed and important by confiding in you all their drama and making you feel like this special person. It forces you to put all of your energy into them and not yourself. That's sidekicking you.
You allow it to happen. Whether you are thin or fat, you allow it. It's your fault. It's not their fault. It's yours. And there are also times in friendships where you sidekick one friend for a while and then they sidekick you for a while. Like, it happens. People go through things. Like, it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be a fat versus thin issue. Certainly not. I'm sorry if I'm talking low. I'm getting exasperated.
Whether it's unconscious or conscious, maybe they're just used to seeing their bodies centered in arts and movies.
Oh my gosh. That is so cringy. Like, maybe you're just not used to taking any responsibility for any of the relationships in your life.
I think it's okay to act like that in real life.
How did I
think it's just you.
let this happen?
Like I said, I don't feel bad for thin people that allow themselves to be sidekicked either. You're allowing it. It's all you, boo. Do it, don't, whatever. Your decision. Sometimes you need a distraction from your life. Sometimes you need support. I don't judge. But they do, because they judge everything and everyone all the time.
Okay, I have been sidekicked so many times in my life, but you know what? I realize that friendships like that aren't a two-way street. That kind of behavior maternalizes and desexualizes fat people.
Ew, what does that mean? Your friends are not, they don't view you that way anyways. Like, that's like a weird toxic gay culture thing to feel like everybody wants to have sex with their friends. That's not at all how it is for most people. I'm shocked I even have to say that.
Oh, I should know better than this.
Now I only want friends that are amazing enough to share top billing. Like us. Co-star friends.
Wait,
Cringe.
you're not my sidekick?
Hey, I'm a star too.
Okay. Oh,
Is this the part where she tells off the evil thin white woman?
Jenna's calling.
Aw, co-star friends?
Oh,
Only.
she didn't even have the guts to do it. Gutless, Tracy. Gutless. I'm just kidding. They never have the guts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey. I've been in many a fight throughout my 20s. It was a wild time. Okay, I think we're done. Fine. Oh, no, I think there might be one more. Let's see. Oh, no, it's just bloopers. Okay. All right, you guys. What did you think? Was it everything that you ever dreamed of? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you elated? Are you overjoyed? Are you happy, free, confused, and lonely at the same time? Let me know in the comments. Remember, you guys, to subscribe, like, etc. Let me know if you agree, disagree, etc. Sorry for the bit of a hiatus. I have been going through still some health struggles. It is getting better, but it's still tough. And so I will definitely be talking about it in another health update, but I think I'm really getting to the end of the very tough time. But I will talk to you guys again very soon. I hope you have a good rest of your day, night, whatever, and we'll see you later. Bye.